Hi, Deana Rose here with Deana Does, and today this video I will be talking about donating blood, everyone's favorite topic. But it really is a topic that is dear to me because it's something that I feel like is so needed in this world, and it only takes a little bit of time to do. It's a real selfless act that goes a long way. In this video, I will talk about my recent donating experience, and then I'll talk about why I donate, some of the things that I have been through since donating, and some facts about blood donations. I donated blood this past Saturday and I filmed what I could, so we will just go right into that and then I'll add some stuff after. So here it is. Just got to the church where I will be donating blood, hopefully today. I don't know if this is the greatest idea, to be honest, because I do have a little bit of a migraine. I've been trying to drink water all morning, but I did get like a chai latte, which is like, reminds me of Christmas in a cup from Dunkin'. I'm a few minutes late, so I'm gonna get going, but hopefully I've tried to eat as much iron-enriched foods. I mean, I could have tried harder, but I did what I could. Took my vitamins. So hopefully that's enough for me to pass my iron. Let's go donate some blood. That's it. I donated blood. I feel extremely grateful that I was able to and I could help people through my blood. It's the least I can do. I still have a bit of a migraine. Woman said to just make sure that I don't lift any heavy weights. I was like, no problem. I've been not working out for a little bit, which is fine. I go into phases. I'm just practicing self-love, you know? I used to love when I donated blood and they're like, you can't lift up anything heavy today. I'm like, oh, that sucks. I can't work out. What a shame. She also suggested to drink a lot of fluids to stay hydrated and to eat good. So I'm gonna eat my pizza, my leftover pizza that I made in the last video, somewhere around here. And that's okay. So yeah, those are the rules for today. Some things that I didn't get a chance to mention, and I sign up to a blood drive. I go online to redcross.org. I have a profile and I just look at the different locations near me that are holding blood drives, and I just sign up for that and I pick a time and then I show up on that day. Pretty simple process. For this one, there was a location change, so they just called me and they're like, oh, the location changed, but it's still the same time. I was like, all right, cool. So that's like the first time I think that's ever happened, but it was not a problem for me. You could do the rapid pass, which is like all the information that you have to read. You could do it either at home on the computer and then show them that you did it on your phone. You get like an email with the barcode, or you could just do it there. This time, I usually just do it there, but this time I saw the email and I was like, oh, let me just do it now real quick. And it saved time. So I would try to do that again next time. Do that, and then you wait in line to be called in. And then I got called into the large room. I wasn't expecting it to be so big. I haven't been to this exact location before, but there was 8 beds. But before you even get to the bed, you go into the one area where you sit down, and then I guess they're nurses, the Red Cross people that take your blood. They'll first go over some information with you, take your blood pressure, check your hemoglobin, which is really important. And that's when they prick your finger a little bit. And it's weird. I'm like kind of used to it. There's a little prick. For people that are low on iron like myself, for women you have to be at least a 12.5, and for men at least a 13. If you are not that, you will not be able to donate blood that day, which it's okay if that happens because that's happened to me plenty of times. But we'll talk about that again later. You sit down, they'll do your blood pressure, they'll prick your finger, check your hemoglobin, ask you some questions, and then once that whole process is done, then you wait a few minutes, then you go to your bed, and that's where you'll actually lay down and and then you'll get the blood done. They'll draw it. It takes about 10 to 12 minutes. I timed it this time. I usually don't, but it takes about 10 to 12 minutes for them to do the whole blood process. And I'll show you what it looks like a few days later. I just have a little small bruise, if you can see it there. And that's it. They take 1 pint of blood. Yeah, so then after that's done, Then you go to the refreshment table. This is one of my favorite parts. You get some juice, some water. Oh, you also get, before that, you get a piece of paper that talks about if you have any reactions, here's the number you can call, what you can do after. Then you go to the snack and hydration table. So there's water and fruit punch, and sometimes there's pretzels or chips or cookies. Normally I can't eat that much, but it was a nice surprise to see that the Lorna, I think that's the name of it, they are vegan. I was so excited. They're little like biscuit cookies and they were delicious. So I had that and some juice, and then I just wait a few minutes, take some deep breaths. Sometimes there's people there at the table that talk to you, and other times there's not. Like this time there was not, I guess because of COVID. This was my first time donating during COVID, so I guess they don't have extra people there if they don't need them, which is unfortunate, but it's a good safety precaution to take. So, but yeah, sometimes you just sit there and talk to other people that are like, oh, one time there was pizza, and one time I got a shirt. This one time that this woman was there after I donated, it was just, I guess, volunteering, and she was telling me how her child needed blood, and she was just there to like thank people and talk to them, and she was like just praising me and just sharing some of her story with me, and I couldn't help but cry. And I even received, I don't know if it was her kid but it was that day and I can't find it, but I received a little like card, a handmade card. You could tell it was like from a kid. I don't know what they wrote in there, but I think it was, like, thank you for donating blood, you're making such a difference and we appreciate you, something like that. And I kept it with me. I know it's somewhere. I never would throw it out. It's somewhere in my house. I've moved like twice since then, so you know how it is. If you move, it's things get jumbled or whatever. So, but it really touched me to like see up close and personal what this woman's experience about, like the difference that it does make. So I just keep that in mind. Some days when I'm like, I don't know if I feel like it. It's always worth it and it always feels good. This is part 2, talking about why I started donating and how long it's been and all that blah, blah, blah. I didn't know when I started donating until when you have the profile online, you register all your stuff. It shows all the times that you donated. So I went back, I scrolled all the way back. I started donating April 19th, 2010. 10 years ago. It's been 10 years since I've been donating blood. I have donated a total of 17 times, which is amazing. 17, I can't really do it. 17 times. I did attempt to do it 23 times. I've attempted 23 times and I've only donated 17 times, which means I was denied 6 times. So for reasons that you would be denied, that I was denied, is for traveling. I think a couple times I thought there was, I tried to research a little bit, but I forgot what it is. I couldn't find it right away and I was kind of in a rush, but whatever. You can't travel within a certain amount of time. I think it's like 6 months or a year, or maybe they changed it because I couldn't find it, but I would call or ask someone before, because if you travel out of country, it's a little bit different, and I think it's a certain amount of time. So I was denied for that reason, because of my hemoglobin was low. I have low iron sometimes, not only because I'm vegan, because I used to have low iron before I was even vegan, so I think it's just like my body, my system. Knowing that before I donated, this week I kind of just like made sure I had enough veggies and took my vitamins, and I was so excited when my hemoglobin passed, so I was able to donate. But I've been denied in the past because of that. And also for tattoos, you have to wait at least 3 months if you get a tattoo in state, at least for New Jersey. Different states have different rules. So I was not able to donate in the past because I didn't know that that was a thing. So I answer my questions that they ask honestly, and sometimes I wasn't able to because which is good, and you're supposed to be honest. They have those rules set and guidelines for a reason. So I was upset, like I went out of my way, but it's okay because there's a reason. You have to respect their guidelines. This is part 3. Here are some facts about blood donations and how they help people. Every 3 seconds, someone needs a blood donation. Just 1 pint of blood can save up to 3 lives. The average adult has 10 pints of blood in their bodies. Here are some of the people that you help by donating blood: cancer patients, trauma patients, sickle cell patients, burn patients, patients with chronic diseases. I can look around sometimes and think like this world is terrible and hard and sad, but yet you can hear stories all the time about how humans can help one another. And even if it's as simple as a blood donation, and it's one of those things you don't always realize unless you need it, or a family member or a loved one, a friend needs it, then you're like, oh wow, and it puts everything in perspective. I have a cousin who has sickle cell. My mom, when she had cancer, I'm almost certain she needed blood. I don't have the exact data for this, but I feel like I've heard it once before, maybe, don't quote me on it, but at least one, I think an average person needs blood at least once in their life. I love personally donating blood because it's such a selfless thing. It only takes, 15, 20 minutes, maybe a half hour sometimes, just to do the whole process. And it really doesn't hurt when you get it done. It's like a little prick. It feels, I don't even know how to explain it fully, but it's like pressure with like a little bit of discomfort, but it's very minimal. And that feeling I get when I'm done, like I could help save 3 people, and I don't know who they are, but I know that if that was my child that needed blood, I would just be so grateful to that person. And it literally doesn't cost me anything to do, just a little bit of time and a little bit of discomfort, but there's so much more that I gain. It feels so great after I'm done, and that's why I just keep doing it. I just wanted to make this video to share with you why I donate blood, how it's been, and the impact that it's had on my life. Just to know that a little thing that I can do can truly impact someone's life. It's free, it doesn't take that long, it's not that painful, and it's really rewarding. And I don't do it because one day I might need it. That's definitely not why, but it is nice to know that if I need blood one day, that someone from the kindness of their heart will be donating it for me. So, and that's what makes the Red Cross and people and humanity so great. And this is just one example. I know there's so many more. Thank you so much for letting me share with you my experience and reasoning why I donate, and I couldn't be happier. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you have any other questions about donating blood, please let me know. If you've donated blood, what has your experience been like? Have you ever received blood or know of anyone that has? How has that experience been? I would love to hear from you. And so just comment below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, share it with your friends, and as always, let me know what you think. With lots of love, Deana Rose with Deana Does. Ciao for now.